Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to talk about different loading strategies for the split squat and how those different loading strategies influence the target tissues that you're using as well as your body position. The first and probably most common variation is going to be the goblet position. In this position, we're going to have our elbows right under our wrists, our hips are going to be tucked under, so our pelvis and rib cage is in line, and then we're going straight up and down here. This is a really good, simple variation if we're just focusing on loading most of the weight on this front leg and maintaining our core position, our pelvis and rib cage being aligned. Next variation we're going to go over is a single arm contralateral split squat. So with this variation, I'm going to reach this dumbbell forward, head's going to stay over hips, and I'm going straight up and down. So when I reach this dumbbell forward, this side of the left side of my pelvis is going to be rotating in toward the right side of my pelvis. What my body's going to want to do is kind of leak this leg out. So I'm going to have to work really hard with my adductors and my glute med on that stance side to keep everything in line. So we're going to be targeting those muscles a lot, and we're also going to be shifting. When I reach this dumbbell forward, it's going to shift my center of mass backwards a little bit. So I'm going to have a little bit more of a vertical shin. And that's also going to make me shift my weight really over to this side, over to this hip, okay? So I'm really working on absorbing this force with this variation. The next variation is going to be an ipsilateral variation, which means we're going to have the weight on the same side as the stance leg. So the main differences are our shin angle is going to be a little more forward, torso and our pelvis and rib cage are still going to stay in line, nothing changes there. We're going straight up and down, but it's going to be a lot more difficult on that concentric portion of the motion. I'm going to have to work hard with my glute max to really push out of this side. So that's going to be the real emphasis and main difference between the two. The contralateral variation is going to really help you get into this hip, really sink in, work those tissues that really absorb force. And this ipsilateral variation is going to be more of that concentric part, more pushing out of the bottom of the motion. So a little bit more of those force production muscles, that glute max, the big engine. Sum all this up, split squats are going to be a great exercise for building unilateral strength and stability, and the different loading strategies are just different ways to target specific tissues and specific positions that we want the body to improve on.